What's up guys, Dan here, Coalcracker. So I had a little bit of time this weekend, which very rarely happens because if I'm not doing business stuff and we don't have classes, then it's usually like Little League games or time with the family, but everybody had their own thing going on. So I got up early, I packed up some gear, and I went out on the bike, which I promise I'm gonna do a review on the Saran coming up. Maybe I'll do it this week. I think that'll be a good plan. But anyway, I got out, I got a little bit of riding in, a little bit of enjoyment there, but most of all, I was out scouting and getting some materials for upcoming classes. So like always, I like to put a kit together, so I just want to show you some fun stuff and just different way. It always like sparks imagination and it gets people putting new packs together, which I absolutely love. And today's pack, I know I didn't do this one yet on here. This is an Alice pack, just the tried and true. I think everybody might own an Alice pack. So when it comes to the Alice pack, military surplus all the way, you can get these all over the place. This one is of course woodland camo. So you don't see these all the time. Sometimes you do, but it's mostly just the OD green, but woodland camo for this. And the place that I got it from actually sent me an OD green, and then they were like, yeah, we have no woodland camo. So I was a little bit bummed I had to track another one down, but here we go. So we got one. But one thing I will say when it comes to the Alice pack, I think that the Alice pack frames are amazing. But when it comes to me wearing the pack just not fully loaded out with not a lot of weight in it, I like no frame whatsoever. So I'm going to show you real quick how I actually did this. So what I did at the top of the straps themselves, and generally you have to watch if you buy these things online, you might have to buy the straps separate. There's a strapped across this way. So I just took another piece of webbing. I took that webbing and a slider. You can see the slider there. And then I just loop it through the actual ring that's on the Alice pack. So I do that on both sides. Now I'm lucky because of course I have a sew shop, so I went ahead and I sewed that down so it holds them a little bit tighter. But for the longest time I just had, especially on this pack, before I got around to doing that at the shop, I just had some duct tape wrapped around here to hold them down, just so the straps stayed in place. And then if you come down to the bottom, I just have them looped around to the bottom D-ring here that's actually built on the frame, and the Alice pack straps have a loop on the bottom, so it works out really nice. And these sliders to adjust are absolutely amazing, and then you just pull your tab. So yeah, it's not really about an Alice pack, it's more about the loadout, but I think it's definitely worthwhile. So you don't always have to use that frame. Don't feel like you're sucked in, because sometimes that frame's a little bit over the top. So I just want to show you another quick thing. So then I also, you can go online and you can get these side release buckles. So this top strap portion is easy to put the top male end in, but the female end, if you take off, you got to cut off with just a pair of like metal cutters, the original metal clips that are on there for the Alice pack. You can actually get these, I'm gonna actually just take it off, that they're split in the back. Can I get it off really easy? Yeah. So you can see that they're split really easily. So then you can install these without having to do heavy duty modification. You just literally wiggle them on, and they hold, trust me, they hold really nice once you get them in place. Are we gonna make you suffer through me getting this back? See, it goes on that quick. So you can order them things on Amazon. They work really nice. Favorite part of this pack is the 3 front compartments. Now, because it is so hot here, it's humid. It's not even hot, it's just humid here in Pennsylvania. I was sweating to death. So I have Hydro Wides, fit absolutely perfect here. So we're water heavy in the front. This is the new color that's coming out very shortly. So good old tan and the green. And then in the center, just because I'm like, I don't know how long I was going to be out today, I got the good old Grail. So if you're looking for a water filtering system, the Grail is it. You just dip this into dirty water, and then here's your filter. As it presses through, it comes into the top portion. So I gotta crack that free, push that down, crack it more. Come on, Dan. We're at a weird angle. We're at a weird angle. There we go. It's usually not that hard. Maybe my filter's starting to get clogged. That's usually a sign that your filter's getting clogged. Okay, so into the pack itself, there really, I don't want to say there's no rhyme or reason. I just put gear that I thought I might be using while I'm out, and about. The primary focus was to gather some materials, which I did today. So I just used this right here. This is, and maybe you guys are, I don't know, sometimes there's these off-the-wall things I make and people are like, I need them. Maybe you don't. This is just a big oilcloth catch-all bag. And then all that I did was I just put some nylon webbing on this thing. Now I have a slide lock on here, but we could do something different. Leave it in the comments down below if that's something you'd like to see in the lineup of gear that we carry. But I loaded this thing up, and I have the slide lock on there. Then you can tighten it down. And then what I did was, once this was full, I actually strapped it to the outside of the bag on this portion of the Alice pack, and it just hung off there to get home. So it was an easy fill up with that bag. But that was the main goal of going out. So I needed something to catch everything. I had a little bit of rain gear. Rain is in the forecast. Luckily I beat it. I got home, I was in the pole barn unloading some stuff. Quick rain squall came through, and now it broke again, and now the humidity is even worse. So yes, great living here in Pennsylvania. All right, I have just some leather gloves just for collecting stuff. I have my phone and a phone charger in here. Gotta have that with you. How do you leave your house without the phone, right? Kind of thing. And then this is, I'm gonna actually reposition for this. This is the only other thing I had in here. So I had a lot of empty space in. This becomes my bike bag quite often, just when I'm jumping around. So this is our new catch-all bag that we're making. There is so much stuff jammed in this thing. And the reason that I put this thing together was I think this is gonna start living in my car. I have this little compartment in the back of my car that this thing's gonna fit perfectly in. So let me get, I don't even need to reposition. Let's just jump into it. So we have the zipper on this thing, side hold, and then we open this up, no specific order whatsoever. And again, even the gear I put in here, some utility style stuff, some safety stuff just in case I had to spend time out there or something happened. So there's really no rhyme or reason or order to this. So the pouch itself is just a big open style, and then on the back side has a double pocket, and on the front side has a mesh zippered pocket. So in the like catch-all style, we have the T60, which this is our new color. This is a blue one. We've been experimenting with blue a lot to see how blue versus orange works, and surprisingly, emergency wise, this actually stands out really well. Plus it's just a cool color overall. So new colorway in that, some utility rope overall, and you're gonna, I'm actually gonna jump ahead. So one thing I have in the mesh here is just a little catch plate of leather, and with that leather I have a metal handhold for friction fire, because at the alumni weekend we're almost positive, I'm gonna say this, and then if it doesn't happen, it'll happen, we're gonna just do some demo, and then the students will get some time to work on friction fire, because that's always a popular topic. And I've been experimenting with this type of cordage, and then I have all my little components with that. So that's something I was working on while I was out there today. So just some fun stuff. But to go along T60, I have one of our field fix kits. So this is emergency water supply, which I have a ton of water here already going into it, but lots of fun stuff that we can work with in there. And then as far as these back compartments go, I have some of these EG Ultimate matches, which I showed in a video earlier this year with instructor Mike Gasper. We were in a torrential downpour, and these just start a fire right away. The biggest complaint was the shipping costs. Luckily for all of you, they actually worked something out with shipping, so they're really cheap now to ship. So I'll put the link down in the description along with everything else here. I carry 2 of those. If you can't get a fire going with 2 of those, just, I don't know, just get in a fetal position. Don't do that, but you should, they're gonna get you literally throw anything on there and it's gonna get a fire. And then if all else fails, you got the old aviation spark kit, so that's always a fun one to play with too. And then on the other side of this utility, I have our folding saw, again working with the more of the friction fire stuff. Small folding knife, friction fire, and then always good to have a pair of pliers along with you. So this is just a little Nipex pliers that I showed in a bunch of videos. And then as far as utility stuff, I try to keep a flashlight with me. I have a headlamp and a flashlight in the pouch on my Saran, but I just threw that flashlight in. And then I have some Ranger bands. These things always come in super handy, so I like to have them around. And then a sharpening stone, because there is something else in there that I'm not showing, that top secret, it's coming. But I was working on some sharpening methods. So I have a sharpening stone in there, and then that takes care of the bag. So that's everything. So you can see, like, that small package inside a bigger package, it works out really nice. But that's what I was carrying with me today when I was out and about, and I had a good day. So hopefully it gave you some ideas with your kit, if you're building vehicle kits or dirt bike kits, or if you're just putting a new camping kit together. Just do it, because it's fun. It's like part of the experience. Not only you get to play with all this stuff at home, and then you get to go out and experiment with it, but it gives you more time with your gear. So it's fun overall. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you like any of this gear, I'll put the links down in the description, but you can also check it out at coal-cracker.com. You can also check out our other gear and our classes and our blog and all that good stuff. And then until next video, gear up and stay in the woods. I'm getting old.